It's time for the Drugless Doctor. Call a friend or family member now and let them benefit from today's exciting and life-changing program. If you want to lead a healthier life, the time is now.
Hello, this is Dr. Bob and Dr. Casey DeMaria with another episode of the Drugless Doctor. We have a very special guest for you today, and it's always interesting just to listen to our practice members and to see how we've been able to impact their lives, and then not only impacting their lives, they're impacting the whole world. I'd invite you to go to our website, which is druglessdoctorsdrs.com, and just look at the blog and just navigate around. You could also go to the Drugless Doctor to get information. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge to make wise choices, which is not going to only impact you, it's going to impact your entire family. It's just a real pleasure, isn't it, Dr. Kaysen?
I'm so excited to be able to introduce our guest tonight, and I know that she has an incredible story. And tell us a little bit, Selena. I thank you for coming here tonight.
Thank you.
Share with us a little bit about how did you hear about us?
I heard about you from a stream of occurrences,
Okay.
if you will. I started going to a networking group for my own business. I do relationship coaching and I do a lot of online services. So I went to this networking group and they were promoting a networking expo. So I went to the network expo for myself and I ran into a person who said, you have to stop at this table. They're scanning your hand and the hand will tell you everything that's wrong with your body. And I said, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. So I took my time, went around the expo, and I found your table. And when I found your table, I thought, okay, it's a chiropractic service. But it was the same service that was at another networking event that I went to a week before. So I said, something's really standing out. I have to see more about this and what's going on and why are these people so different. So I was looking at the table. Dr. Bob was helping someone else at the time, and I noticed a flyer on the table that was promoting female hormone workshop. And that's what drew me in, because that was a secret concern of my own personal health that didn't have anything to do with my business, but it was something that was on the back of my head. And because I saw that flyer there, I knew that it was a sign I was in the right place at the right time. And I went to the workshop, and that's where I met you guys.
Okay, so what were some of the things as far as you saw us at the event, what were some of the things that you wanted to work on as far as hormonally?
Well, for starters, I just got married to my husband, so we were about a year and a half into our marriage, and I wanted to start preparing my body for having babies and for having family planning in the future. So I knew that there was a lot of things that I had to start working on, whether it was taking more vitamins, whether it was getting more exercise into me, changing my diet, but I just didn't know exactly what. The major symptoms that I did have were headaches, and I was stressed out all the time, and I had very low energy. Even though I worked from home, I didn't have to worry about work stress, I still was very stressed at home, and I was unable to work out because of it. I was unable to go anywhere because of it. I felt tired all the time. Not to mention, because we're trying to plan our family, there was some bedroom issues, if you will, on my behalf in terms of getting turned on and feeling the hormones attract, in that bedroom talk, if you will. Right. So those things were a major concern with me. I didn't know exactly what had to be fixed or what I needed to work on, and I got pretty much all of the answers at the workshop. So I knew that I was going in that right direction, and I knew that you guys would be able to help me make the next steps into taking the right actions.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to slow you down just for 1 second. Yeah. Just to recap, so what we're working on with Selena, you probably never thought that chiropractors were going to help you as far as increase your intimacy.
Never.
Okay.
Never did.
So what we're working on is the brain sits in the skull and it travels down as the spinal cord. And initially with Selena, we did a full assessment to see how the brain and all the messages were being sent. And even with history of as far as when you're first born, slips, falls, trauma, gravity, if the nerves aren't functioning at 100%, say that go to your liver, your gallbladder, your adrenal glands, you're not going to have the energy in the life that you want. So that's what we are working on and discovering with you. Now, is this your first chiropractic experience?
Yes, I had no idea that chiropractic care could work on so much other things in the body. I thought it was just, in case you were in an accident and your spine needed to be adjusted, and you guys taught me so much more.
I'm so excited. Dr. Bob.
Well, it's just kind of intriguing to listen to her because we have so many practice members today that this really is their first chiropractic experience. And we're always very excited when someone comes to see us for the very first time. And what's happened to myself, and the reason I wrote the book, excuse me, on female hormones was I've been married for 40 years. And I learned an awful lot from my wife, and we know that the nervous system improves functions of the body. In one area that I want to briefly talk about, because there's going to be somebody watching us somewhere in the world right now, is that this particular area right here has everything to do with your ovaries. So we can start adjusting someone or correcting their spinal subluxation, and their nerves from their brain going to their ovaries start to function. So your ovaries start producing hormones, progesterone and estrogen. So it's very possible by us adjusting your spine, your body has better hormonal function, because it's really exciting for your libido to improve. Yeah. We just had someone whose libido improved. She's 55-ish years old. She was so excited. It was kind of interesting because I was talking about her libido. That's one of the reasons she came to see us. She didn't tell her husband her libido was better. But anyways, libido is a major issue. And I just want to throw this topic out to you because, I watch television programs and they have advertisements with this gladly dressed woman that's on the bed, and she's talking about 50% of the men in America today have low testosterone. So this is not just a female issue. This is a male issue, but it's not even a male or a female issue. This is a cultural epidemic of exhaustion, Dr. Kaysen.
Yes, and also something that when you first came in, I remember the first initial assessment, your husband and you on the same playing field, on the same as far as level of what you want as far as health. Now, tell me some of the things maybe you initially were doing before you came into the office that may have been a challenge as far as for your body getting to the next level.
I do know that my activity levels were low. My diet was just a regular American standard diet. I had oatmeal in the morning. I would have soy milk to try to be more healthy. I would have a grain, some kind of carb in almost every single meal. Any fruits were there. Cheat days were a norm. Anytime I was stressed, I was a stress eater, so anytime I was stressed, I would definitely go straight to sugar or spaghetti, which was a heavy carb meal, or I would go to ice cream, chocolate. If I did not have chocolate every month, there would be some problems. So, and it wasn't dark chocolate or a healthier chocolate, it was just chocolate. And those were the things that really affected my energy and how I slept. I brought my husband in because he heard the complaints the most. And every morning I would wake up without fail, whether I had a $200 pillow, whether I got new sheets, new bed sheets. We bought a new mattress, so it wasn't the mattress, but I would always wake up with back pain, neck pain, and he said the first thing that would come out of my mouth before I was even awake was, "My body hurts, I have a headache." So I brought him in, and you guys...
No sex today.
Definitely no, exactly. So I would feel that way all day. I would drink water, I would take ibuprofen, I would take medication, and nothing really worked. So of course that stress added to my stress, and it was just a very stressful lifestyle. And then I would eat the sugar to try to relieve the stress, and nothing was working.
Wow, how long has that been going on for?
It's hard to say. It was definitely when we got married, the stress was there, but it was definitely more before we got married. I remember when we were dating, I would always tell him, I would wake up with a headache. I would wake up and my back hurt, and I always thought it was the bed. So when we bought a new bed and a new mattress, it was still continuing.
Wow. That's amazing. That's so exciting that you're able to take that next step to really do something about it. So tell us a little bit about your experience first coming to the office, first experience, because there's people out there that have never been to a chiropractor, and we're talking about increasing your intimacy and how the adjustments and how you've made this shift.
Yeah.
What was it like for you, and what is it like as far as the experience, the team, the adjustments?
Yes. So the very first time I walked into Dr. Bob's office, people were high-fiving each other left and right. They knew each other on a first-name basis. The staff was super friendly. They knew my husband's name and my name, which definitely took me, it put me in a comfortable place. It made me know that I can relax. I didn't have to have a guard up. And then they brought me into a room, both my husband and I, and they started doing all the testing. It was very calm. It was very friendly atmosphere. And then afterwards, they took me to another room and they broke everything down. Not just by talking the way a doctor does, where they tell you what the symptoms are, they tell you what the solutions are, but they took me to a room and they showed me the results. They showed me the scans. They showed me all of the things that was going on, and then how their step-by-step process towards better health and a better lifestyle could help me improve that. So everyone all around, every time, high fives, there's bells ringing, they sing happy birthday to me on my birthday. It's just a very comfortable environment, and because of that, it allows me to want to come back and grow, and they're very knowledgeable in what they do. Dr. Bob tells me all the time about his past stories with his wife, and that lets me know that, okay, he really knows what he's doing. His wife has the similar symptoms that I now have, so I know he knows what he's talking about because he's coming at it from a personal point of view as opposed to a book or a publication point of view.
I think I'm going to sign up. Sign me up. I want to go to see those guys.
I am so excited for you.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, especially working with women, a lot of women come in with similar challenges as far as even, I don't know if you experienced any kind of depression or anxiety. I know low energy, but also about the birth control, which a lot of women come in as far as, tell me a little bit about that, what you didn't know.
You know what? Before we do that, we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Commercial break. We're going to be right back. I'm a chiropractor because my goal, my passion is to help people get better without medication.
There's different types of chiropractic. I wanted to be involved in something that was bigger than myself.
Here, I would say it's been so much more than just seeing those lives transform. It's been being able to be a part of their transformation.
Wellness is a state of mental, social, and physical well-being.
Really, wellness is from the inside out, being able to have your body make the decisions on its own, naturally, without drugs, medications, or surgeries.
We work and strive at addressing each one of those different facets of wellness so that it's really a well-rounded overall approach for an individual.
I think the atmosphere is really very welcoming. I think all three really work well together as a team.
It's much more than you would find somewhere else. The individuality of it, the recommendations, the doctor's expertise.
We do not use a cookie cutter plan. Every person that comes into our office is very unique, and they have specific plans and treatment protocols specific for their findings.
Utilizing our innovative tools and technology, we're able to get the best results and faster, and it's really easy on the practice member, specifically with the thermal scans that we do. By measuring the ambient skin temperature, we're able to measure from each assessment how the pattern's changing.
We offer digital video fluoroscopy, motion films of a person's spine, getting right to the root cause.
From someone that was previously diagnosed with ADHD and was having developmental delays in speech, working with them here and seeing the transformation of them developmentally, other things, attention span, energy, colic, all these things that are improving over a period of time.
So whether it's a little baby that's getting adjusted for the first time, or a mom that's getting adjusted, or an athlete. It's really cool to see what we're able to do and how that can impact their life for the long term.
The two things, chiropractic care and nutrition, go hand in hand, and you really need both components. You can't just say, I'll do whatever I want nutritionally and then just have chiropractic care and Dr. Bob will just fix me. Really, you have to have both going together.
In our wellness store, we offer a variety of different products. They're all professional lines and products that are tried and true. We have many different types of evaluations and assessments that can tell us what supplement is going to be best for one of our practice members here in the office, so that we're just not throwing the dice when it comes to their health.
The Drugless Doctors is very forward-thinking. It's a lot different than anything else that I had ever seen before, so I felt like I was learning something new.
We have information on social media, our website, our blog. We do TV programs, so we're always putting out good quality information, because more often than not I hear from somebody, I never knew that, or I got that information from a magazine or a TV program and I never really knew that that wasn't correct.
So being able to give them simple tools and natural principles that they can be able to empower themselves to make every day, that's really, it's really exciting for me to be able to see people and their changed lifestyles.
Come and join us and participate with natural drugless chiropractic care. Hello, this is Dr. Bob and Dr. Casey DeMaria, and we'd like to once again thank you for joining us for another episode of The Drugless Doctor. We've been having some tremendous conversation with Selena. She has a very typical health challenge that there are so many, literally millions of women in America today that are experiencing the exact same body signals that she is. And here's the good news. If you make the appropriate and necessary lifestyle changes on a strategy developed for you, you could have the same happy, healthy life she's experiencing right now. Dr. Kaysen.
Okay, so before we took our break, we were talking about Selena when she first came into our office. She was experiencing what a lot of women experience, and that's stress. One of her goals was increasing energy, increasing her intimacy with her husband. She was just feeling like she just couldn't get the energy. She was eating lots of sugar to help as far as just cover up those symptoms. And then she was also doing something that I know some of you women are doing right now every day, and you could have been doing that for years, and that is taking birth control. So Selena, tell us a little bit about the birth control as far as just physiologically what happened, and I know that you made some changes there.
Yes, so I started taking birth control about 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I was consistently on birth control during that time of my life. When I started changing my lifestyle and I decided that I wanted to get married, I stopped taking birth control because I didn't want to get tempted into doing something with my potential husband before he became my husband. So we stopped taking birth control, and I started again when we got married to protect our family planning. We had a plan, we wanted to have children at a certain time, and birth control was the factor that would help us get there. So I started taking it, and instantly I didn't notice anything in myself. My husband did. He said, you know, you're not as attracted as I am when we want to be intimate, and you used to be before we were married, so what happened? The more and more I started focusing on the stress, and the more and more people started telling me it might be the birth control, that's when I started to do my research. So I started looking into it, and they told me that having a low libido was an effect that could be caused from the birth control. So I told my husband, you know, when you told me, I wish you were as attracted as I am as attracted, that was the light bulb that went out, because that's what made me realize I never have that feeling. It's not when I'm watching a movie, it's not when I'm reading, I'm never having that feeling. And I started to date back, when was the last time I did have that feeling? And the last time I did was with my husband. Nothing was wrong with him, but that feeling was before I got married, before I started taking the birth control. So I brought it up to you guys, and you guys said that that also has an effect. So I actually, when I started seeing you and I started getting adjusted, I actually stopped taking the birth control. I found out different natural ways of how to prevent pregnancy, and those have been working really well. But I noticed that my drive is back, and taking the birth control not only affected the drive in my sex drive, but it affected the energy as well. It affected my mood symptoms and my mood swings, and just the way my body feels with cramping and feeling really bloated. All of those things, even base acne, you know, all of those things had a major reaction when I was taking birth control, and now I'm seeing a lot of natural improvements now that I'm no longer taking it. So thanks to you guys, and thanks to all of the information you guys gave me, because you helped me and my husband out a lot.
You know, it's kind of interesting because when my wife was 30 years old, she was on the pill for 6 years, is when she got dysplasia. So if there's someone watching us right now and you have dysplasia, don't let them start yanking out body parts, and don't let them start burning areas. It's exactly what she said. It's a hormonal imbalance going on inside of your body. You have to give your body a chance to reestablish normal function. So just because something's going on does not mean you have to yank it out automatically. I think a real key is you want optimal liver function. The liver is right here in your body. The liver is like this oil filter, and the liver helps process and balance hormones. One last thought before I turn it back to Dr. Kaysen. If you cry easy, that's a body signal that you need B vitamins. Your liver uses B vitamins to process estrogen. Sugar takes B vitamins out of your body. So you could have a hormonal imbalance because of exactly what she was saying. Sugar. Sugar can create and sabotage hormonal imbalance. And that's for you too, gentlemen. Dr. Kaysen.
Okay, Selena, so what else would you say has changed in your life since you've been coming to see us?
I no longer wake up feeling with a headache or back pain. I cannot remember, and I'm not making this up, I cannot remember the last time I woke up where my back was hurting, my neck was hurting, where I woke up with a headache. I don't remember having monthly headaches. I would have a monthly headache, and I contributed that to PMS and having the monthly cycle. I don't have those headaches anymore. I stopped taking soy. I stopped taking bread. I stopped eating dairy, and that has given me way more energy in my day. Whether I'm working out or whether it's just a lazy afternoon, I have the energy to move. I have the energy to go freely, to do whatever I have to do, and I can now work out, because before I was too tired to work out. Now I can actually work out, and it actually feels really good. So I'm able to stay active, eat healthier, and of course the bedroom stuff is little good.
Okay, so your husband, he's happy.
Oh yeah, he's very happy. I mean, like I said, we invested in beds, we've invested in pillows, over $200. I mean, we spent thousands of dollars in just trying to fix the problem when you combine it all with prescription medication and other supplements, from reading online articles and from just getting the bed night experience to be peaceful and to be arousing when we want it to be. But I mean, going to you guys know the facts, you got straight to the heart of the matter, and you guys were able to save us thousands and a lot of time and probably our marriage.
Do you know that my wife and I wrote a book on sex and romance?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
You should get it. My wife wrote the very best chapter in the book. It's called Planning Your Wedding Night. No,
Yeah.
So it's not so much about sex, it's about normal physiology. So you are the book. See, what do you mean I am the book? See, if you're physiologically imbalanced, you're not going to have libido. And I know that sometimes people get a little bit nervous when you talk about libido, but the real issue today, it's an epidemic. 50% of the marriages today end in divorce. So I joke about this when we do our presentations, but I'm really serious. Recently there was an advertisement on Fiat, and there's this little Italian guy, and I happen to be Italian, so